All right, guys. I apologize for the wait, and I'm not even sure anybody's even here right now. But um, today is just supposed to be a simple Q&A. I had a lot to, I was taking the daughter and the wife out to the park, and had a few great phone calls with some great people in side sub two, some great lenders, and it's been a great day. So it was a great weekend. I definitely want to go out and answer some questions, and I figured no one would be here right immediately, and I kind of drafted some questions myself, and I lost the paper. So today's gonna be really a quick day, maybe an hour, maybe two, depending on how long it goes. But any kind of questions, you guys can just pop in and ask about, the journey. I want to kind of give a little back spiel of how I got started, and how things are going, and what things I learned from just the beginning. So I'm very in a one step ahead, I guess, type thing, and I wouldn't even say that. So the thing is, um, I've started just 9 months ago. I've been an agent for about 4 years, but didn't take it seriously until 9 months ago. And so this whole real estate investing thing has been, it's been eye opening. It's been fun learning. I'm just on the brink of learning everything, and I don't know everything. I don't plan on knowing everything. I just want to learn as much as I can throughout this time, because I feel like it's something that's unattainable. Like you can't learn, you can't know everything about real estate. That's what I love about it. So um, some of the things I get questioned about, like how do you start? I started with my phone, and I started my laptop. I started calling, wholesaling companies, and going on their websites and have them send me emails as far as the deals that they have, because they assumed that I was in buy. So when I first started, I actually got connected with an agent that was also connected to hedge funds, and so they were big buyers in the back like 9 months ago. So they were buying everything up. Like they would buy list price, and they would just turn it into rentals. And I didn't really understand it at the point. I just like, just go get a contract at this price I say, and I'll get it sold, and you'll get paid. That's the only thing they told me. He said, go get it at this price, go get it sold. Go get it at this price. I didn't know what price to do it at. I didn't know how to comp properties. I didn't know how to, like, negotiate. I didn't know how to I didn't know how to do anything. I just knew how to call them, and see what the price was, what the discount price was, and I would take it back to them. I was like, "Hey, is this a good price?" And they'll tell me no. That's all they would tell me. Just no. They wouldn't tell me why it wasn't a good price, what was wrong with it, what I need to go back to the sellers about. They didn't tell me, how to negotiate. Like I said, nothing. And so yeah, it was kind of, I was kind of spinning my wheels, but I didn't really care at that point. Like I said before, I got fired from my job, so I had nothing else to do. So like I just said, okay, cool, like I'll just keep going. That's the only way I could make money. So I did that a few times. I was calling wholesalers, making deals with them, figuring out, like, what's how to get these prices to the right price where they need to be at to sell it to my end buyers and stuff like that. And I mean, I was striking out a lot. Like I made probably 200 to 300 calls um, a week, probably more honestly than a week. Um, Probably like 500 calls a week, and getting so many no's. Trying to learn how to comp properties, didn't really understand it, even though I was an agent, stuff like that. Yeah. So, go ahead. Yeah. Yeah. Um, Doing that every single week. Uh, Thank you. So yeah, doing that every single week and everything like that. So it was kind of hard trying to start that. Um, but I mean, I didn't know how hard it was until I didn't know how hard I was working until now that I know like what I'm doing right now. So yeah, made calls to wholesalers, did all that, got a few deals, saying like, barely. My first deal was only $350. And to me, I thought that was a lot. I was like, oh, I can really do this now. Like that gave me proof of concept. I was like, okay, bet, let's go. Like that $350, like I'm like, okay, cool. Like that was mine. Like I did that from my phone with no money in my pocket. I guess that. I was like, cool, let me do another one. Like as soon as I got that, I was like, and the thing is, he didn't even write me a check. I didn't get one of those fancy checks mailed to me or to the title company. He Venmoed me that money, and I was like, bro, come on now. But that taught me a lot of lessons, and and my mistakes and things I did, I could have handled it a lot better. Could have, if I was good at, if I was the way I negotiate now, back then, oh, bro, I would have had, man, I would have had about 14 deals like a month by myself. If I knew how to negotiate now, like I did then, it was no, man, you can't tell me. But but that's what we're here for. So I'm glad I learned the steps I did and did all that kind of stuff. But it was fun. It was a good journey. It was good. I'm glad the things happened the way they did. Because God knows if I would have did what I if I would have known now what I did back then and got paid then, I probably wouldn't have been where I'm at now. Like married, um, back with my family, all that kind of stuff. So definitely blessed the way the journey happened. It kept me humble throughout the time, as far as meeting people and creating relationships with everybody and doing the whole thing. So um, no, it's been great. So that's one kind of question I get started asked a lot is how do I get started in real estate? That's how I started. There's plenty of other ways to get started, and that's the hardest thing about real estate. Honestly, is that there's so many ways to make money in real estate. Um, Yeah, it's just so many ways to make money in real estate. Like you can be a lender, you can be a fix and flipper, you can be a wholesaler, you can be a buy and holder, you can be a gator lender, you can be a bird dog, you can be an underwriter on a team. You can do anything you really need to do. Like there's so many ways to make money in real estate. So that's the hardest thing about real estate is figuring out what niche you want to do. So many business strategies you can be Airbnb, you can do midterm rentals, you can do long term, you can do like I said, fix and flips, you can do arbitrage, you can do hard money lending, you can do gator lending. It's literally so many different ways you can kind of make money, especially none out of your pocket. Like a lot of people think you need some kind of money to get started in real estate. What's up, Victor? You need something to get started in real estate. And Victor, if you have any questions, kind of just in general about real estate, doesn't have to be anything specific about any deal. Just questions you may have just stirred that you kind of been wanting to get off your chest about real estate in general. That's what we're kind of doing today. We're doing a Q&A about kind of anything, and it could be anything specific to just anything under the sun that if I don't know the answer, I'll either figure it out or tell you who to reach out to. Just like the other day, I had Malachi that texted me and said, do you know I had an agent that was dealing with foreclosure, or not foreclosure, short sales, and do you know somebody that's good at short sales? I know what a short sale is. I wouldn't call myself an expert in it, but I know somebody that does it because I talked to a lot of people in the community. Josh Norber, I want to say his last name is Joshua Norber, is a short sale specialist. I know him because we reached out to each other, and we had a whole conversation about everything. So um, it's really who you know. So I made it a point, especially one of my goals this year, that I'm going to reach out to everyone that I can, especially in my market alone. There should be no reason why I don't know everybody in my market. That's my thing. It's probably unlikely to be honest. I know unrealistic, but I want to know everybody in my market that is into in real estate, into investing, into anything that I'm doing. I want to make sure that I know everybody because I'm really good with names already, and I feel like everybody is a connection that I can kind of leverage and to help someone else out. Say, hey, like somebody today, one of my rap buyers is needing a mover, and I happen to know a mover is my pastor is a he owns a moving company, so I'm able to connect them to just because I'm networking. Like that's just a beautiful way to network. So I'm helping my rap buyer move into the property she's going to be into. Well, I don't know if she's gonna be. It's not my rap buyer. It was gonna be my rap buyer, but she's just having to move to go to another house rental. So now I'm gonna use one of the connections I have now of being a just an investor. I'm gonna reach out to my other investors, help her find a rental, and maybe I can get like a what's it called, a locator's fee or whatever it's called, a leasing fee for that from the seller. Maybe something like that would happen. Um, so there's a whole bunch of ways. So again, guys, I appreciate you guys hopping on. This is right now a Q&A about anything real estate, and I'll try to answer the best I possibly can. I'm not gonna say that I know everything, but from a standpoint of somebody being new in the game, what's some questions that you have that you feel like, oh, I can't really ask them because they're gonna they're gonna get on me or they're not gonna answer me or whatever the case is. It's a smaller stage, so everybody's answers or everyone's questions will be answered. So yeah, let me know anything you guys have to just want to drop it in the comments, and I'm gonna just keep going off questions I get all the time on a daily basis. I answer all those, and then if I see somebody's question hop in the comment, I'll go and answer it. It's probably gonna be like an hour, maybe an hour and a half on here, depending on how many questions I get and stuff like that. So the first one was, how do you get started in real estate? I talked about my wholesaling journey and how I got started in real estate. Second question I get is, how many calls should I make a day, and how do I track that? Um, yeah, that's what I get. So I think it depends on your strategy. Like, no, not every strategy is a cold calling strategy. The ones I do are not, I wouldn't even call it cold calling. Like, I don't call off market leads. I have my partner do that. My partner does that, and she doesn't even call off market leads. She gets off market leads from other wholesalers that bring her leads, and she'll just JV, and we'll just work it as a JV all the time. That's what she does. Me personally, I call all market leads. So I'm doing typically probably 30 calls a day. And I don't mean 30 calls like I'm dialing and they don't answer, that's a call. I'm talking about like I have conversations. So 30 conversations a day with agents. On my live, y'all probably only see me do like 5 or 6, but that's after I do like maybe 15 to 20. And I try to do as much as I can, but doing like the live and also talking on the phone, things get scattered and stuff like that. But I'm making it a point next week whenever I'm going on my live, I'm gonna make it just straight calls. Like, we're probably not gonna have any time for chit chat. I already have my list planned out for Monday, as far as all the calls I'm making. We're, we have a call. We have a agent list of Trish. She gave me a list of her agent leads, and we're gonna just run through those calls. You're gonna see conversation. I'm gonna give a brief summary of what happened, how that happened. Go on to the next one. So I'll make sure I do a lot more agent calls. And that way you guys can kind of get a spill of how my really day really looks. Because I had really had to split it off with this doing this live every day and being consistent. To answer that question, it really just depends. I say shoot for 30 conversations a day at least, and if you do more, overshoot it. Perfect, that's cool. um, and make sure that, and even though I don't have anything digital that to keep my KPIs on, I still write down every lead, everything that's going on. At least I'm really diligent with that. I stay consistent with me writing things down. Kayla and Michaela actually blessed me with a little CRM spreadsheet they gave me, so I definitely will start utilizing that starting next week as well. Where I'm just putting in the names and information, email, what we brief summary, what we talked about in the notes, follow up calls. Because I do my follow ups a week, 2 weeks, or a month, or they're nothing. So I'll make sure I do those my follow ups. Uh, so yeah, y'all gonna really see the kind of back half of what I'm doing, other than what y'all see on the lives. So that's the way that I keep track of my KPIs. KPIs are very important because they kind of illustrate to you what you need to do better on and why you're not getting results. If you're not getting results, look at your KPIs. See if you even keep track of them. That's part of it. If you're not keeping track of your KPIs, you're not doing enough. That's straight to the point. You're not doing enough. You're not keeping track of your KPIs. Um, cool. Another question I get a lot is, where do you find your private money lenders? I network. I network. Like this year, I made it a goal that I'm going to 50 meetups. I don't care where they are. They can be in Texas. They can be in Florida. I go to those two places a lot. It can be in California. It can be in Colorado. It can be any of those places I like. But I'm going to a meetup, even if I have to drive there. I was about to drive to Arizona for the golden ticket event, so I got a plane ticket. Um, there was so many different like it's and so this is what I go to. So I'll go to meetup.com, and not meetup.com, the app. It's a meetup app. Meetup is the app. And I go to the city I'm in, and I go to all the real estate meetup things. So I'll type in real estate meetups, and they pull up all the meetup groups that they have in there. I sign into all those. So anytime that they say they're sponsoring an event or doing anything like that, okay, I'm in it. I'm in it. I don't do too much of the online stuff, but the in-person stuff, like, I'm going to every single one, because I mean, those are just like, I don't know who's who. I don't know who anything. So I go there, get to meet people, tell them what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. And I also it's like, how can I add value to you? What are you doing? Like, how can I add whatever you got going on to what I'm doing? How can we help each other out? How can we work together? That's always my thing. How can we work together to like, get to the same goal? So that's my thing for that. Uh, Networking. That's the big thing. Also, my content. I'm doing content every single day. I don't really know anybody else that's doing what I'm doing right now. So that's another way that I'm kind of putting myself out there. And if y'all don't know me, I hate the camera. I hate hearing my voice. I hate looking at myself. So I'm not a I'm not a camera person. So that's one thing that I like. I'm overdoing that. Like if I don't like it, then I'm doing it like this. Like I'm going live every single day, making sure my reels are out every single day. Make sure y'all see my face every single day. So private money lenders see it. They're like, okay, he's doing this deal. He knows what he's doing. He's in real estate heavy. I wanna partner with him on a deal, so I can start having my money make money for myself, for other people, for other wholesalers or other investors that are just getting started in the game. They want to come to me. They bring me deals all the time in my DMs, saying, "Hey, what do you think about this deal? What do you think about this deal?" And I help them out, JV with them. That's like free lead generation. Two, I'm gonna start getting monetized for this pretty soon. Well, not pretty soon. It probably take a minute, but the idea is for it to get monetized, and so monetize for the whole thing. So I'm gonna get paid to start making content. This is free anyways. It's free to make content for people and give it to them for free. And they're gonna start paying you to do it. So I'm doing that all day long. That's the main reason why I'm doing these lives too. It's not only to help people out, but that's honestly my first thing. I feel like if I have something, I want to give it back. I've been blessed with the knowledge I know and stuff like that to give it back to other people. So it's no reason to kind of hold all the information to myself. I always feel like it's collaboration over competition. That's my main thing. So I have no problem sharing all the information I learn, know people I get connected to. That's like y'all can have that all day long. So yeah, except my permanent lenders, maybe not. But everybody else is fair game. Y'all got it. I really want to do multifamily seller finance as well on market. Been on my mind as well. Well, yeah, I mean, that's something that you can't do by yourself. Vic, you definitely need a team behind you to do that. And there's multiple people you gotta have in your team. You gotta have, definitely an underwriter. Like that's one of the most important people. Actually, no, the most important person is the private money raiser, the fundraiser, the person that's raising all the money, raising the capital. That's the most important person. You need to have a negotiator to talk to the brokers. You need to have it's a whole assortment, but if you are interested in that, I suggest you go to Carolyn and Myron's channel. They host one with MJ, and I don't know the whole. I know Oscar is in there. They have a whole YouTube that they do. I believe once every Friday. They do a weekly thing with multifamily. I don't know all the gist about it because I haven't. I only went to like one or two, but if you're interested in learning about multifamily, those are the guys to go to, and they're in their local in Dallas. So that makes it even better. So if you want to meet them in person, they're having a meetup actually coming up pretty soon. They texted me about it. They're gonna get back on doing their meetups. So if you want to come out here and do a meetup with them and kind of ask them a question about multifamily, that'd be a great resource. Um, yeah, that's why I suggest you kind of get more information from that. We only dealt with one multifamily property in North Carolina. So that's all I have. But I got a good gist of the idea of it, and it kind of still makes sense in the sense of just running numbers. I'm big on underwriting, so I kind of get the gist whenever it transitions to multifamily. Have you checked out the new script Keston uses? Keston uses, I haven't, so I don't know if it's multifamily related, if it's agent related to me, um, but I have not seen it. So I'm sure it's great. Kristen's dope. Kristen's a dope individual. I got a chance to meet him at the Golden Ticket event. Really cool person, down to earth. He's literally like the person you see on camera is the person you get in person. So I mean that's what I like about Sub 2 as well. Like a lot of those people are very genuine. Oh, it's agent related. Cool. No, I haven't seen it, so I'll definitely check that out. But a lot of people are genuine, and I can't express enough about them. Like, I find a lot of my private money lenders in Sub Two. Just got the phone with two of them, and they're great ladies, fantastic, and I can't wait to continue to do business with them. Um, yeah, so that's that. Cool, good question on that. a lot of people need to see them. I said definitely go follow them. They're dope people and they're cool individuals. Same thing with them. They're down to earth, and genuine and authentic. Some more questions I get for real estate is, what's the easiest way to get in with no money? Easiest way to get into real estate with no money. And that's such a it's a tough question. I would really just want to say real. I would want to say wholesale, just because like it doesn't take as much. You don't have to like borrow as much money. Because I mean, sometimes like even me, I had to start off. I had to borrow my earnest money because I didn't have the earnest money. I started with nothing, so I had to borrow my earnest money on one deal, and I had to pay them back. That's all I ended with like $350 because I had to pay most majority of the earnest money back with interest to the lender to me, but then I got what was left of it. Um, but yeah, but yeah, if you can start that way in wholesale, I think it's the easiest way to get started in real estate. I'm not saying easiest. I say wholesale is not easy. It's not easy at all. So let me erase that. But it's not easy, but it's like one of the simplest ways compared to trying to buy and hold or trying to fix and flip or trying to be a lender, or if you don't have any money, that's weird. Um, it's one of the it's one of the gatekeeper ways. Like you should always know how to wholesale. That's why there's so many wholesalers. Like if wholesaling wasn't or it was hard, like there would be, a whole bunch of buy and holders. Or I mean, there's not there is, but you wouldn't see wholesalers just everywhere. So wholesaling is one of the easiest way to get started. And wholesaling, you can do that in anything. You can do that with cars. You can do that with CDs. You can do that with anything that has like raises in value and drops in value. Collectibles, shoes. You can do that with anything. Um, so with houses, it just makes you just make more money with doing it with houses. But it's pretty simple. I like it, and it's where I started. And I think wholesaling kind of taught me how to be a fix and flipper, or taught me how to be a buy and holder. Like I had to understand what they're looking for. So now I'm like, okay, cool. Like now I know what they're looking for. Now I want to get that stuff. And if I want to wholesale it to them, I know how they want to look at it. So yeah, that's one of the easiest way. Another easy way to start getting passive income is what you can do is called arbitrage. It's a Airbnb, it can be VRBO, it can be midterm rental arbitrage. Basically, go to the landlord and let them know that I like to rent out your property for my company and sublease it. And just kind of reassure them that I am a company, so I will keep your property in good shape throughout the time of me having it, while you go through this transitional period where you want to keep your home. And they will let you lease it. A lot of people use business credit or credit cards to go purchase the furniture, put it inside the property, and let it pay itself back through the cash flow of having the tenants in there based off how much you rent it out to be. So that's another easy way. I'm not gonna say no. I mean, technically, that's no money out of your pocket because you use the business credit, but no money in your pocket technically. And you don't always have to use business credit. You can use private money lenders, business credit, equity partners, all that kind of stuff. Bring somebody else into the deal to do all that. Let's see. On arbitrage, uh, do you do midterm rentals with it or Airbnb? Both. Both. Absolutely, you can do both. And in fact, I suggest you do both because I feel like every market I've seen, and it's really been Florida, Texas, and Colorado, which are very dramatic, areas difference. Because you got Florida that never really rains over there. You got Colorado that really stays cold, and you got Texas that stays hot, and it's crazy temperature. So through all those kind of areas, like there's always a seasonality, always. And so you want to account for those seasonalities, even though Airbnb may have high revenue and sometimes, and they might have lows. But I mean, if you have a midterm rental throughout those low times, and just keep like maybe say January or say November, December, January or yeah, November, December, January, and February are like all your slow months on Airbnb. Go ahead and throw a midterm rental in there, and that way you can stay at that kind of higher rate for the long period of time. That way you know it's cash flow. You don't have to worry about it bouncing from like, oh, this month bad, this month bad. Throw a midterm rental in there for a little bit of time. Then when the peak season comes back, go ahead and throw it back on Airbnb. Start getting build a cash flow. I suggest you do it both ways. Um, and I'm sure a lot of other people would say the same. Cool. How does it work with the repairs? So a lot of the times with the repairs, you'll have if you don't manage it yourself, you have a private manager to do it, and what you'll tell the seller is, I'll cover up to $500 worth of damages and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, I'm assuming you're meaning arbitrage. So at the end of the day, they already cover your rental insurance. So anything that's like past $500 will be covered by the renter's insurance and stuff like that, if it's damages. And at the end of the day, I mean, the homeowner is still the person that owns a home. So they're going to have to take care of the roof. They're taking care of, the plumbing if something goes bad. Like they're doing all that technically. And, that's on them. But if it's like something that breaks with the walls or anything like that, the renter can repair, I'm coming in saying, like, hey, like, renters typically aren't going to go and repair the thing. They're going to tell you to go do it. So I'm that kind of renter that if it's like, within $500, I'll go and take care of it. And I'll send you pictures of before and after, let you know I did the job, because a lot of landlords nowadays, they're just wanting that reassurance that their property's being taken care of. And I promise you, a lot of these landlords are just, their houses are being trashed, not cared about, and they haven't seen the property in like 1 to 2 years. And they're like, people leave, they're like, well, what happened to my property? Why didn't I know? They don't do checkups, they don't do any of that. So a lot of landlords nowadays are going to be like, I don't want to sell my house because the interest rates are too high for me to sell it and then try to buy another one. I'd rather just rent it out, and I rent it out to a company that's gonna take care of my property. So whenever I do want to sell it, you know, it's still be in good condition, in great condition, and I don't know about renters trashing it for like a year or two. So a lot of landlords right now are open to doing arbitrage or renting out to companies, just because you have a credible site and a credible name, and they see you on the different websites. Yeah, some of them might say like, "Oh, I don't want my property on Airbnb." Like, well, I don't start off by saying that. I say like, I do traveling nurses because I do. I do, business professionals because I do. It could be on Airbnb because that's might be what some people shop at, but they're for, higher class, whatever the case is. However you want to talk about it, but um, you can even sometimes give them a higher market rate, just to kind of say like, I plan on making this cash flow, but I can give you a higher rate than a regular renter would. On top of that, keep your property in good shape. So there's different ways you can kind of go with it. Arbitrage is a really easy way to kind of get started also into real estate. Cool. Good question. Good question. As far as the repairs as well, that'd be on the landlord if it's over 500. Okay. What else? What else? What else? How long did it take you to do your first deal? It took me a month to do my first deal. A little less than a month. Did my first deal, and the second one was like the same time. It took me like a little less than a month. And at that point, it was kind of just stacking them on top of each other, learning at the same time, and all that stuff. Um, Start off with a few wholesale deals, then got into like understanding how to do creative, understanding that. Then I wholesale that one as well. So I was like, okay, cool. Now I know you can wholesale creative deals. Just did that recently, like wholesale the creative deal, because I'd rather just have cash right now instead of having the cash right now, having the cash over time. And so, funny thing I learned today actually is the full concept of time versus money. The time, yeah, time versus money, which is like a lot of people would rather have cash. Like the best thing is to have cash right now and not cash later. And what I mean by that is like the cash you have right now has earning potential right now. So I can start having that cash work for me as soon as possible and get me to a point of later on. But like if I have the same amount of cash tomorrow, that's like the worst thing. And if that cash goes again to the next day, like it's not making me any money. It's just sitting there in my hand. So I rather have cash in hand right now and let it work for me. Now, if like somebody were to say, what, I had a house for $100,000, right? And I had a retail buyer come to me and said, I'll pay you 90 right now because we want to move in. We can go ahead and do this. And I had an investor come to me and say, "Look, I like that property. I'll give you 120, but it's gonna take you seven. It's gonna take me 7 months so I can season out this. I can have this property I just refinance seasoned out, so I have the money to pay you that 110." Now you have to kind of see which one's better, that $90,000 right now, or you have to see that 110,000 dollars in 7 months. And it's a whole formula you can use to kind of analyze that, because if you take that $90,000 right now, you can start using that to start, you know, have your money make money, like at whatever rate you like doing it, like 10%, 12%, whatever it is. And so if you were to if you were to give that investor that $110,000 and give him that deal, how much money would you want for that property to get to that point? And this whole mathematic thing, I suggest you look it up. It's really dope, the idea of it. And I never really thought about money that way, so it was a different perspective on how to look at it. I got that from the book on Real Estate by the Numbers by Dave Myers and I forgot his like Jay Scott. Jay Scott. It's a dope book. I suggest you look at it. I love reading that book because it teaches me something new every single day. What platforms are you live on right now? I'm live on YouTube, and my Facebook business page. Yup. I wish I could do all of them, but I don't know what all of them actually is. I think LinkedIn, I can do LinkedIn too, but I don't really care to do LinkedIn. I really just want to do Facebook and YouTube. You should go live when you make all your calls in the morning. I'm definitely doing that. I'm definitely doing that starting Monday. I take Sundays off, but on Monday starting all my calls. Like as soon as I'm hopping on the calls, at 12:30 to 3:30, I'm literally just starting with calls, and I'm just going through all of them. Like all the calls I normally would make, like throughout that 20 period of time, I'm gonna do it on that 3 hour period, so y'all can see that I can make 30 conversation calls in 3 hours. I can do that easy. I can do it probably in an hour. And I'll do all that so you guys can pick up what I'm picking up, what I'm putting down, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I definitely do that. Cool. So let's see what else. What else? Again, this is probably gonna be a quick live, guys. I'm gonna get back to um this weekend and enjoy it with my family, but I definitely want to stay consistent and do a live every single day and answer some questions. Um, I had somebody else ask me, how do you wholesale? Um, and there's different ways you can wholesale. And what I mean by that, you can JV with people. You can do it yourself. And get, so in general, it's getting the contract with the seller, negotiate them down, get the property at a discount. And what I mean by discount is, based off how much money needs to be from the property, based off, how much, the down payment from a financing it from a bank. Because everybody uses bank financing. Like rarely does people actually use cash, their own liquid cash to buy properties. And if they do, then that's not smart to me. I don't know. And unless they have a reason for doing it, unless it's a fix and flip and they plan on just doing the flips, they don't have any holding costs, and then they're gonna put it back on the market, sell it real fast, then that makes sense. But some people that just do it just because they have the money, that's not smart. But I you start with getting the contract with the seller at a discounted rate. Um, and this can work both ways too. I have a video on my YouTube about how to wholesale in 5 steps. So that's a more detailed version of it if you want that. But um, you start off by getting the contract with the seller, negotiating it, and then you would want to go back to the end buyer. You want to market that contract out. I have a contract for this property that's $30,000, and I want to sell it for $50,000. Now the ARV of it is just 110. It's a great ARV. It needs about $20,000 worth of work in it. I'm selling that contract to the end buyer. He pays me the difference between that $30,000 I bought it at and the $50,000 I'm selling it at. I'm getting paid $20,000 commission in it, or assignment in it. And I'm no money into the deal because all I did was flip paper. I got this contract, flipped it to this guy for this paper, and he's buying it. They're the two in the middle for it, and they're buying the property. He fixes and flips it, put it on the market, he sells it, makes a profit, whatever it was. That's the easy way of fixing flipping. I mean, the easy way of wholesaling. The idea. Cool. Always do numbers on what current buyers are buying, or our buyers are buying it right now. Yeah, absolutely. So, the market shifted right now. Fix flippers are asking for big discounts. Like they're looking for, you know, 65, 60% on the dollar, on properties. Uh, so yeah, they're looking for deep discounts right now. In Dallas, you can probably still get about 70%. The buyers will still buy it at 70%. Now they're looking at probably 65 to 60, in very specific areas and stuff like that. So um, yeah. So uh, make sure you know your buyers. Make sure you ask them all those questions. What's their buy box? What criteria are they looking for? How much rehab are they looking to do? And just start building that list. And so once you get to that point, you're like, oh, I have this property right here, and this person right here will probably buy it. Or I'll just send a mass text to all those buyers for me, and let it be for the pickings at that point. Um, and I'll kind of ask those guys the same questions, like, are you? I'll go on, Zillow, or see anybody that just finished property projects and see if they're open to, buying any more properties and doing any more flips, and they'll just tell me the criteria. And based off that criteria, I can just work backwards and just find that property for them. Like whatever criteria they tell me, I can just go find that property, negotiate it down to where I need to be at to sell it to them, and that's just constant money making person right there. If they're really cash buyers and they're doing flips like a lot, then I'm all day in their criteria box, their buy box, and I'm finding that property for them, and then just bringing it back to them, getting paid even just $5,000. Like I said, $5,000 is way more than people actually think, but people are showing the big checks of $40,000, $30,000. I don't care. I'll do $5,000 ones, and keep it going, and rather make that move. I found someone who owns a lot of properties in my town. Cool. How would you start the conversation? Um, a lot of people get excited when they see portfolios, um, portfolio deals. Portfolio deals are, like, more than probably four properties. Um, Four properties, I call a portfolio deal probably. Usually portfolio deals are probably like 30, 20 properties, 10 properties, something like that. And a lot of people get excited with those. But the thing is with those is, I would approach it like one property at a time and say, look, are you open to selling one property right now? That way we can like make sure we're on the same page, and then we can get the rest of them going. Or maybe after the first two or three, we can like kind of get the rest of them and get a discount, a deeper discount. I would go with the intentions of doing one at a time. I think it's my bigger girl calling me. I think she was calling me. Yeah, but I would go with the process of doing one at a time. Don't get overwhelmed with trying to get all the properties done at once, and knocking all those out. Yeah, I say go one at a time. Cool. What else? What else? Um, what else? I had the I had the Austin property. It's about to lead in Plano. I had the Austin property. It looks like my lenders are good to go. I had to draft up a report to them to show them all the numbers and stuff like that, so they can kind of make sure they're all on the same board, same page, with it. I think it's a good deal. I mean, I know it's a good deal. Honestly, I know it's a good deal. Um, but it's no but actually, it's a good deal. And then I'm looking forward to closing it in February. I'm getting a good vibe from my lenders, and they're really great, and I can't wait to work with them, and do a lot more deals with them, especially so early in the career. And I definitely want you guys to kind of walk with me, and see how I'm progressing. And that way, my whole thing is lead by example. And I also want to leave a lineage for my baby girl, and my future kids, that they can understand the process of what I'm doing. They can go back on the videos, look them over and over again, understand where everything's coming from and how everything's going and stuff like that. So that's another one of my big whys. Cool. Cool. So what else? What else can we talk about? That was kind of the main questions I get a lot. Not a lot. Um, Lead generation. My lead generation, I feel like everybody already knows I'm agent outreach all day. I love agent outreach. Also working on SEO. SEO is, I still don't know what that phrase is, um, but I'm working on SEO, something optimization. Search engine optimization. That's what it is. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Search engine optimization. So it's whenever I'm using keywords and phrases in my videos, my content, all that kind of stuff. So Google, because Google's the biggest search engine out there. YouTube is right behind it and is owned by Google. So I'm using all these technical words that people are clicking on to how to sell my house fast, how to do this, how to get started in real estate, fastest way to get started, how do you make money in real estate, all these little things that people keep typing in. My content is gonna start popping up on their feeds every time I make content about like whatever I'm doing, how to be an investor, real estate investor, easy way to get started, all that kind of stuff. Use optimization for it. So also I'm doing that with my lead generation. So when sellers are looking to, what they're looking for pre-foreclosure, or they're going through pre-foreclosure and they're like, how do I get out of pre-foreclosure? How do I sell my house fast? How do I not lose my home? How do I sell my home? Who do I use to call my sell my home in DFW, Dallas, Fort Worth, Richardson, all those kind of areas? I'm doing all that kind of stuff. So whenever they're typing that stuff in and using Google to do it, my information will pop up. They'll click on me, give me a notification saying I look at this on my house right now. People are getting 30 to 40 leads a month without even picking up a phone to call these people. Like they're calling them. And so like that takes so much lead off my back, and that way I kind of use that and show them, like, I can just have easier calls with people and just show people how to do direct to seller as well. Because I do agent outreach. Like that means I just call agents outreach. That's what I do. But that doesn't mean I don't have an inbound way. I'm still making lead generation. So have multiple ways you get in leads. Always keep your pipeline full. That's another thing I want to tell people. Never have a dry pipeline. Even though I'm only doing agent outreach that y'all gotta see, I'm always having inbound calls, inbound sellers that are contacting me, inbound wholesalers that are contacting me, inbound agents that are sending me leads. Like that's all from agent outreach. And then SEOs, I'm having all that people come in. So yeah. Are you doing TikTok? Absolutely. Do all the softwares, all playground platforms. I'm doing TikTok, LinkedIn. I post everything on there. Facebook, Instagram, um, this YouTube, um, YouTube Shorts, all that. Posting every single day, content every single day, doing reels, all that stuff, because it's gonna start adding up, and I want my stuff to be centralized around everybody that like follows me and on the big spaces in YouTube and real estate. It's gonna pay off, and I give it the end of this year. Like it's gonna be great by the end of this year because I'm gonna be consistent. I'm gonna have tons of videos, tons of all that kind of stuff. And it's gonna pay off. And because the thing is, the reason I'm doing all that is because years down the road, when people just want to see like real estate videos in general, like I can get paid from this like years later, like 5 years later, 10 years later, 15 years later. I don't know how long YouTube will be up, but just let's just say 5 years later from now on, I'm still getting paid from one video because people just want to keep clicking it. That's absurd to me. Like, not many people that just want to see one video, and if you can just get went viral for one video, like that video is gonna like leave you a lifetime worth of like generational wealth for you. That's just another source of income, and I don't even like it's just making content. Like that's not even really what I do. Like I do real estate. I do real estate. I'm starting a clothing brand that's gonna be dope. Make sure y'all check it out. I'm gonna make sure I show you that, and that's gonna be in sooner or later. I'm gonna show you the clothing brand. But that's gonna be another business I have set up. I already got the people set up for that, so I'm gonna launch that. YouTube is gonna be another thing. Content creation, another source of income. It's all about the source of income that you're making. And my real estate businesses, like it's gonna be a wholesale business. It's gonna be a fix and flip business, Airbnb business that we're starting up, midterm rental business we're starting up. Like all those are different things that just generate income to you. And so, I mean, that's how the rich stay rich and how billionaires become billionaires. That they have multiple sources of income, leveraging life insurance not just for death benefits but for like real estate, like leveraging into deals and all that kind of stuff. Like it's man, y'all gonna see all of that. I'm gonna show y'all all that stuff I'm doing. Everything I'm doing is just baby steps right now. Like y'all are seeing the raw me before everything that I have like in my mindset of, I'm not gonna say planned, but like envisioned and stuff like that. I see myself going through. Like y'all can see all the steps from where I'm right now, all the way into like how I'm leveraging everything into where I'm going to when I'm doing it. So I have a mindset grasp of it. I don't, like I said, I don't know everything, but I have a good mindset grasp of like how everything's supposed to work with each other and mend together. So that's gonna be exciting. I'm excited for you guys. I'm excited for me. It's gonna be dope. Let's see what else. I think that's really it, guys. I just wanted to. I mean, unless you guys just have questions, pictures been on point with the questions. Um, I just really want to make Saturdays a Q&A day. I'm gonna definitely promote this a lot better as well, so that way I can get a lot more attendance, a lot more interaction with you guys. I'm gonna definitely have outlined things. It's just hard to do as a solopreneur. But I'll definitely have an outline of things I want to do on Saturday talks, bring people in. Definitely working on. Again, this is all trial and error. I just started this year on all this, and so any other businesses? Yeah, so the other businesses right now is really mainly real estate. Other ones I have plans for, or I have a fashion line. Also, I have plans for a cleaning business, property management business that I have in the works, and people I have lined up for it. Because I eventually want to have all that in house, but that's a few of them right now. Don't want to overwhelm myself, but I have about like four. I have I have real estate, and I have four other ones that I'm in the works with. So those are the ideas right now with those. And I kind of have a few of those already in place as far as like where I want to go with those people I want to leverage and delegate those tasks to, because I can't run those businesses. I can just be a part of those and just make sure they're set up correctly with the right people in management positions. So yeah. Yeah, and then I'm also been looking at kind of purchasing business through creative financing. So depends on what it is. What's up, my man? Now you all good? You really kind of did. I was about to hop into I was about to hop off, but Jabs is in here. And Jabs, I'm about to hop you on here because I've been wanting to have you on here, talk about what you've been going on. I'm glad you came on now because I was about to wrap up. Uh, but let's get my man Jabs a talk to. If y'all don't know Jabs in DFW area, I don't know why. The man's been doing the damn thing, and he's a great role model, great at giving advice, especially to newer investors in the area. Um, and he's leading by example, taking on $1 million flips. And I definitely want to kind of get you on here to talk about that if you have time. Honestly, that'd be dope. Let's see if he comes on. Yeah, but no, I went out. So I think if you guys were looking at yesterday's live, I talked about how I went out to his flip, and it was dope. And he was giving me the whole kind of breakdown and story of like how that came about and stuff like that. Really cool situation and story. Um, but no, he's been in the game. I want to say if I'm wrong, I think since 2019. Click that link in that StreamYard link I put in the chat, and it should like kind of put you into the I don't into the there we go. There we go. He's driving. Of course he is. What's up, my man?
You might have to help me out, bro. It's my
Nah,
first time doing this.
nah, you're good. You're a natural already, man. You just be yourself.
Can you hear me like loud and clear?
Yeah, you're good. I'm pretty sure everybody else can too, but you're good. You're good from my side.
So I'm driving. I literally just got off of a Zoom with some sub two students. They were one of them needed some help with raising. It was $25,000 for a cash out refi that they're going to do for a deal in Grand Prairie. So I
Dope.
told them that's easy. That's like $25. So
Yeah.
we can easily get that raised, man. But that's why I'm late, bro.
No, you good, man. Don't worry about it, man. I appreciate for even showing up. And so, like, you're doing the thing that I've been telling people about, anyways. Like, you out there, providing value to people that don't have the certain resources to do what they need to do. So you out there just being a
Right.
superhero, man, and that's what we
Yeah.
love. So I mean, so for the people that don't know you from this live and people that are gonna watch in the future, tell them a little bit about yourself, and what you kind of got going on right now.
All right, so a little bit about me. I started my journey in 2019, just straight wholesaling. I come from, I guess you can say, middle class. So my vision, my goal was to always own apartments and hotels and stuff like that, and single family houses, so that I can provide for my family, and maybe provide some housing for my friends and stuff like that. I used to box a few years ago. That's why they called me Jabs, which kind of reference to my real name, which is Jabbar. But after boxing, I literally got right into real estate. 2020, I started kind of learning a little bit about, Subject 2 from a mentor that is now my private lender. And then 2021 is when I actually started kind of, me and him we developed a relationship to where I go find the deals, I structure them, and he'll fund them. So I kind of had some experience doing some burr strategies where he would give me the cash, we'll do a cash deal, we'll turn around and seller finance it on a burr method, which was, I thought that was so weird and crazy, but it worked. So me and him have like a long relationship right now because we're tied into some properties together. And then 2022 is when I actually, no, the end of 2021 is when I had got into Paces mentorship, and from there I just kind of skyrocketed, and now I'm doing like between 5 to 8 creative finance deals per month. I am now working on a fix and flip. It's $1 million flip. I'm not by any means. I'm not like I'm fixing and flipping is just not my thing. I'd rather take the forever money versus today money. And I know it sounds weird, but that's just my strategy. I'm a long-term investor. I got kids. I have a wife. I think about them. So, but I'm working on that flip right now. That came from some other sub two students who we've actually partnered with. I get so creative that the way we purchased this deal was just like, how the hell did you do that? I get into details, but I know Damien, you got to go. But
No, you're good. Go ahead.
oh, okay. So
Yeah, go ahead.
so my guy, I don't know if you want me to put his name out there, but
It's up to you. That's your lender.
got you. So a guy, Myron Brawley,
Oh
he
yeah,
came
yeah.
to me. He came and he said, I have a deal. It's $1 million deal, and I'm like, dude, I want it. The thing about this deal was that we got it at 50 cents on a dollar, and this was last year, maybe between October and November. The reason why I purchased this $1 million flip in this market was because we got it at 50 cents on a dollar. So worst case scenario happens, we don't get this property sold. I can at least cash out my private lenders, do a cash out refinance, and give them their money back. So so I said, okay, dude, let's do this deal, but here's the way I want to purchase it. You guys are asking for 635,000. It's worth 950,000 to me, up to 1.1 million. How about I give you 565 for it? He said I can't take that because we have it under contract for a little bit higher than that offer. So I asked him straight up, what do you have? Like, what do you have it under contract for? Now, this does take some relationship. You have to build those relationships. But I
Yeah.
asked him, like, straight up, what do you have it under contract for? And he said 575. And I was like, dude, why don't I just contract it at 575 for what you have it under contract for, and I pay you on the back end? And he said, he looked at me, and like, he didn't even think about it. He was like, that's a deal. You got a deal. Let's do it. Let's sign the contract. Let's sign the paperwork. I'm down to do that deal all day long. So it surprised me that he said yes. So I had a private lender. It's not only did they bring the deal, but they also they brought the private lender, but they didn't know how to close that lender on this deal. So we had to go in and get on a couple Zooms with this private lender. She understood everything that we were doing. She saw the vision. She liked it. She said, okay, I'll wire the funds over. I'll do it from my personal account. That deal got funded, and then maybe
Uh-oh, you cut out.
I would say between 3 to 4 weeks later. Am I still here?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay. I would say about 3 to 4 weeks later, I had another private lender come in, and he paid her off. Like he said, hey, I want to cash out your lender, and I want a part of this deal. And that's exactly what he did. So he paid her plus her interest, which was an additional 15% interest on that deal. So that deal right there is just like it was a blessing that we got that deal, man. It's crazy, and we're almost done. We got about another 3 weeks left on it. But I've shifted my focus into the multifamily side.
Yeah.
So I get intimidated sometimes with the multifamily. I'm
Same.
not gonna lie, because it's a different ball game. So now I'm kind of focusing on like between 30 to 60 units, C class opportunities, value add. I'm sorry, C class value add opportunities, something that that needs a little bit of work or a lot of bit of work. But I'm focusing on those,
Yeah.
starting small, and then I'll start getting into the bigger multifamily deals. I'm trying to get, or my goal is to hit 300 units by the end of 2023. So that means I need to get at least 10 multifamily deals either locked up or closed at 30 units. So I did the
Yeah.
math. But in a nutshell, y'all, I'm a long-term investor. That's who
Yeah.
I am. I'm a long-term investor. I love
And
creative deals.
and we need a the thing is we're definitely going to
That's
connect
me.
on the multifamily thing because I'm also dabbling. Like, I'm not scared of it. Honestly, I'm not. But I know I can't do it by myself. And so I know I'm gonna need a team behind me to do it, and also dealing with because you kind of already solidified, not solidified, but it's just still growing right now. But you got your single family residential thing, you got that going, like that's already rolling for you, right? So and now you're able to transition into like a
Right.
different monster,
Yep.
which is multifamily. And so I'm trying to get to that point where you are, where you're at right now, where I can like let my single family stuff go, and that way I can kind of put more focus on multifamily because I'm all about multifamily. Like I love it, I get it to a certain extent, but like I want to take the time out to make sure I'm honing my craft because that's the way I am. And so I can definitely see us definitely doing some multifamily together, man. Like it's no doubt about it. Because I know you got the grit, you got the grind to do it, and I'm the same way. And I like working with people that have the same mentality as me. And so I have no doubt that we're gonna do some multifamily together, most definitely. Wherever I need to fit in to get the point in to make the things work out, that I have no problem doing that and just working the logistics out with you. So but yeah, no, you like I like getting people on here that's on the rise and come because you're nowhere near like on the peak of what you need to be at, and you like 2019 is not too far away. Like you're not new to the game, but you're not you haven't been in there for 10 plus years, so it's relatable for a lot of like the beginners that
Yeah.
watch on my channel. Like, just watching somebody start from where they did in wholesaling. Like I started wholesaling too, and now you're thinking about multifamily. Like, do you think you were thinking about multifamily back in 2019?
I honestly, I did not.
Yeah.
I
So I was
didn't think of
like,
multifamily back then.
it's not at all. So I mean, I don't even know who I was back like 9 months ago, like all those years ago. I don't know who that guy was, but like now, it's like a whole different monster. And then like me, like 5 years from now, that's gonna be man. I can't wait. Like, I'm looking forward to it. Like this whole community, especially like you doing your thing with Zach, Chris, like do the meetups. Like those are dope. Like, and if you guys haven't been to their meetups, make sure you go to what is it, DFW Real Estate Meetup. Is that what the
I think
Facebook group is? Oh, I think you cutting out.
can you repeat that one more? I think I'm
Yeah,
breaking
yeah.
out.
The meetup group that you guys have, is it the DFW Real Estate Meetup?
Oh yeah, my phone's breaking out.
No, yeah, you're good. No, so yeah, so if you guys go on Facebook and you go to the DFW Real Estate Meetup, that's where Jabs, Zach, and Chris, they're all hosting meetups every single month, every single first Saturday of the month. I think this next month, February 4th, is gonna be the next one. The last one they had, the first of the year, was dope. They did a what is it? A action taking meetup. So we're like we just got on the phone, start calling realtors straight there and there. We start analyzing deals right then and there. Start doing all that kind of stuff. So definitely suggest you guys go to that channel. if you're in the DFW area and you're looking to just meet like-minded people, we had like a great turnout. I think it was like maybe 20, 30 people there. Guarantee it was gonna be double that size maybe next month. So you might need a bigger venue, but just a wealth of knowledge inside the group. And just so many people that been in the game for so long. Yeah, no, I know it's all good, bro. I figure when you start like lagging out, I was like, yeah, he probably can't hear me. Um, but no, so definitely suggest you guys going there. I'll go ahead and throw it in the chat, the Facebook group, um, because you'll meet a whole bunch of people there. DFW Real Estate Meetup, and we'll definitely have Jabs on here like another time, just talking about his strategies and what he's doing right now. As far as his business in short single family, like how he's generating leads, how he's calling those leads, how he built out his team. Because now he has a team already set out. As far as like making the calls for him, negotiating for him, he trains them, all that kind of stuff. Meetup, cool. I think that's it, guys. I think I'm good for today. I did an hour. Didn't even think I was gonna do an hour. And I'm gonna go ahead and end it. But I will see you guys. No, you're good. You're good. So no, yeah, that was all good. We'll catch you on the next one where like you can, you be on the call, and we'll probably set it up next time for you guys to get everything going, and I'll let you know. So I appreciate you guys for coming on a Saturday if you guys are here, and I'll be here again on Monday. We'll start off strong with the week intentions and all that kind of stuff.